Hello and welcome to Next Stop News. This is a branch of the Smartquest devoted to covering topics which occur within the transit community and bringing them to my fan base's attention, as well as the overall transit community. Here are the list of topics which we shall be discussing in this month's installment. The A line currently has two R160s left because the R179s came back to the C, pushing the R46s back to the A and the R160s back to the F. They are said to be gone by mid-December, as the Culver Line project wraps up. This is also caused by the return of the R179s to the A, as the 13 sets begin to come back in full force. There was also an interesting GO involving the D and F swapping routes, with the D on Culver and the F on West End, and a GO with the 6 using R142s and R142As on the weekends of November 13th, November 20th, and November 27th. 3149, transferred to 207 during the pandemic, is remaining on the C. It was last with 3217 when I saw it. Flatbush and Manhattanville have been pitching in to help East New York with the shortage caused by the retirement of the second gens. Flatbush lost their 7100s, and Manhattanville has been losing their 3900s from 3960 upward, the lithium units, which I call the smooth top next gens. They even got loaned next gens from Grand, Fresh Pond, and Flatbush. With them getting the XDE 40s, transferred and loaned buses, and even temporarily holding 9622 at the CMF, we may joke that now East New York is the kingpin of Brooklyn. Speaking of the second gens, all of the second gens left have retired between the time which we last spoke, which was October 29th, to November 19th. Fresh Pond said goodbye to the last few old gens on November 9th, and JFK kissed their last three old gens, 6532, 6548, and 6600, goodbye on November 19th, not being traceable in the days leading up to this. This ends the era of the second gen once and for all. With all of the second gens out of the way, let's talk about the future. 9510 hitting service out of East New York was an awesome feat and a major deal. It represented the catalyst of the 2021 XDE 40 order, 9510 to 9619. With these new hybrids coming, it's time to turn our attention to the retirement of the second gen plus hybrids from 6690 to 6905 at Manhattanville, Michael J. Quill, Mother Clara Hill, Fresh Pond, East New York, and Queens Village. Yep, that time has finally come. The XDE 40 will go to East New York and Fresh Pond to replace the 6800s there. There are around 17 second gen pluses at East New York because the other ones are at storage, and there are around 9 second gen pluses at Fresh Pond because that helped to replace the second gens there. And the rest will go to Grand to send 28 next gens to Manhattan. Mother Clara Hale and Michael J. Quill need to retire their second gen pluses as well, so it would be cool if they got them as well, but that's not currently in the plan. Manhattanville and Queens Village will get the LFS HEVs. Kingsbridge and Gun Hill will also get them. This will presumably displace the next gen hybrids there to other places, and make Gun Hill and Kingsbridge become all LFS and LFSA, which will help retire old gens throughout the system. With that said, will smooth top next gens return to Mother Clara Hale, since they just lost their last two smooth top next gens that were powered by lithium ion, 4272 and 4276. I can definitely see Quill getting XDE 40s or smooth top next gens. XDE 40s have been moving back and forth between the JFK vendor, Zuriga, and East New York. But currently, 22 is at Kingsbridge, 9622 was at Canada, but should be returning to Kingsbridge soon. 9510 is at East New York, 9511 is at JFK, and 9560 is at Zuriga, which is very interesting. Speaking of LFS HEVs, after running for a month out of Kingsbridge, 22 faced a battery issue and had to be towed off the scene on Friday, November 13th. This could be concerning for the fate of the order. Hopefully all runs smoothly though. However, 22 was able to return to service after the incident, which was good news. I can see more 2008s being sent to MTA Bus to retire some second gen pluses out there, or perhaps retiring themselves. I'm just happy that Manhattanville will be getting the LFS HEV, the first new buses to come to that depot in 14 years, to replace the 6690 to 6728 batch. Also, it has been noted that both the XDE40s and LFS HEVs will be having sliding doors, an additional ramification to the original backdoor design featured on 22. This was an aspect that Proterra models got right, and I'm glad they decided to incorporate it on the new order. Hopefully this order expands the fleet as well. The active old gen status is currently 33 at Manhattanville, 30 at Michael J. Quill, 35 at Mother Claire Hill, 17 at East New York, 9 at Fresh Pond, and 52 at Queens Village, 176 in total. And of course 24 in Eastchester Storage and 2 retired. So to recap, the XDE40s will be going to Grand Avenue, East New York, Fresh Pond. The LFS HEVs will be going to Manhattanville, Kingsbridge, Gun Hill, and Queens Village. They may also be going to other depots, and this list is subject to change, but it's too early to call at the moment. 110 XDE40s and 165 LFS HEVs. 23 started running out of College Point on November 15th to promote driver familiarity for when the full Prevost order comes in. 35 Prevosts have been confirmed to be heading to College Point Depot to fully replace the flip dots and some D4500 CLs. Besides the R32 movie train, which ran on the N on November 21st for the Sneakerella movie, the last 3 XD40s having left West Farms on November 2nd, 4814 leaving Grand, 6809 being retired, Track 3 closing down as the shuttle prepares for 6-car operation, 3 New Jersey Transit derailments in less than a month, and the Long Island Railroad M3 is consistently dwindling, Fairview is seeing more new XD60s roll in. They have confirmed VINs up to 208A7. Fairview now has up to 20864 in service, which means that we're seeing XD60s more commonly on the 156, 156R, 158, and of course the 159, 159R, and 159X. The Neo plans are living on borrowed time. I recommend that you check them out at 40th and Dyer as they race into Port Authority Bus Terminal. Even though this is a transit update, we will talk about MuniPals and aviation. MTA will release more R160J and Z and F Express models. Also, as you may or may not know, the 737 MAX 8s have been cleared for service by the FAA on November 18th after being grounded for 20 months after killing almost 350 people in 2 separate crashes. If Boeing killed 275,000 people like the pandemic has due to negligence, would we have accepted that? The pandemic is still sweeping the world by storm, hitting new records every day across the entire planet, higher than it's ever been before. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you stay tuned for what the future holds, because it is pretty exciting. Please subscribe, stay blessed, stay safe, and stay healthy as well.